hope, change, and opportunity. So for this morning, I want to pick up kind of where I left off on my last video, which is accomplishing goals. So hopefully if you have listed out your goals and you kind of have an idea of where you're going, now we want to start figuring out how to execute those goals. And again, this is going to be more generalized. There are ways that you can be more targeted into the way you're going to reach your goals, and we can get into that later. And also, if anybody even wants to inbox me, I can even help you put together a more detailed plan. But for now, we're going to go over some generalized ways to hit your goals. And in my opinion, the best way you're going to do that is 3 steps, which is number 1, skills and education. Number 2 is income or increasing your income. And number 3 is investment. So what we're going to talk about in this video specifically is number 1, skills and education. So everyone starts from a different level. It does not matter where you are. Just focus on where you are at and what you need to do. You cannot worry about what anybody else has. You cannot put off what you need to do because you may not be where you feel like you should be at this point in life. You just have to do it now. There is no going back to tomorrow, but you can. I'm sorry. There is no going back to yesterday, but you can change tomorrow. All right. So for skills and education, number 1, if you have not received a high school diploma, that's what your goal should be. Step 1. If you're still in high school, focus on your grades. I know how easy it is to get sidetracked as a teenager. You have so many things going on, so many different emotions, so many different ideas of how the world works, so many dreams and plans, but none of that is going to go the way you want if you don't start with the basics of a high school diploma. So wherever you are, if your grades aren't that good, you need to go talk to your teachers, talk to your counselors, what can you do to pick those grades up, all right? If you have already passed the high school age and did not finish, then you know you need to go get your GED. It is not a waste of time. You want to have that paperwork. A lot of places are going to ask for it depending on the kind of jobs you're looking for. And definitely if you want to increase your wages, you want to have that under your belt. You want to have the GED or high school diploma in your portfolio as step 1, as the basics. And again, all that takes is a quick search in your local area, depending on where you are. Just grab your laptop, grab your computer, do a quick search, GED near me, and it should pull up the places closest to you, to where you can accomplish signing up to complete your GED. I mean, nowadays there's even a lot of places that will let you complete them online around your own time. So it's just really mostly about registering and getting that started, right? Highly recommend you do that today if you haven't already, or if you aren't already in the process. Step 2 is going to be the general college or trade school. Now, if you've already signed up for college, you're already registered, you maybe even have a scholarship or something, great for you. If you haven't given any thought to it, the best thing I would say for someone who not necessarily was planning to go to college, or you've been out of high school for a while and now you're going back, I highly recommend looking into your community college near you. Community college is a great way to get an education for limited funding. It does not cost a lot to complete credits at your community college. But don't let anyone tell you that that it's not worth it or it's a joke. I mean, people will always say something, but yeah, everybody's not going to have a Harvard or Yale degree. Okay, your community college can get you trained for the employer that you're going after at a fraction of the cost of what it costs to go to any of the big name colleges or even just a regular state college. College is expensive. That was why it was such an issue over the last 4 years of people wanting to get those student loans either reduced or thrown out and things like that. It costs a lot of money to go to college, and that is one of the biggest reasons why people don't go. But a community college education is much more affordable and can still help you reach your goals. Again, quick search local community colleges near me, and usually every city has one, so definitely look into that. And as an alternate option is trade school. I definitely recommend trade school if you're not trying to go the full college route. If you go to college, that's usually at least 2 or 4 years. The bachelor's degree is going to be 4 years. Associate's degree is going to be 2 years. But a trade school is different, whereas it doesn't give you all those electives and extra courses and credits. It just kind of focuses on whatever the trade is you're trying to get into. So, for example, say if you want to get into culinary or HVAC, which is the heating and air conditioning, they generally are 8 to 12 month courses. I've seen most of them average around 9 months, at least the last time I did research. So 9 months, 9-month commitment. Sign up, you go there for 9 months. They teach you the exact skill that you are trying to do. You come out ready and prepared to go into that field. A lot of trade schools even have like job placement assistance. Now, I wouldn't get too wrapped up on that. It's the same as a temp agency. Sometimes they have jobs, sometimes they don't. But what they do have a lot of times is internships. So you can make some connections and get some experience by connecting with the school to do the internship. I will focus on that more than the job placement. I know the end goal is always money, but we can't always just think about the money. We have to think about what road are we going to take to get there. Getting the skill in the trade school, along with the diploma or whatever you get from the trade school, and the experience on the job as an intern and the connection you build from that sets you up, and it helps your resume look pretty good. All right. So for either one of those, you're likely going to have to complete a FAFSA. If you don't know, a FAFSA is government funding for you to go to school for higher education. For whichever school you choose, you're going to likely need the FAFSA unless you're going to pay out of pocket, which most people are not going to try to do. You're most likely not going to have the kind of funds sitting around to just pay for the school outright. So you're going to have to fill out a FAFSA. That's just going to the government website. It is a government program. Filling out the FAFSA. If you're under 26 and a tax dependent, it does rely on your parents' income. But if you're no longer a tax dependent, you don't have to worry about that. It's all on you, your income, your household tax dependent is what it's going to determine on if you're eligible for that. For most people, if you fall in the income range, you're going to get like Pell Grants and things like that. That's going to help you pretty much pay for. If you go to like the community college, you may even not even have to pay much out of pocket at all. So definitely step one is you have to fill out that FAFSA. I highly recommend you get to this now. If you're not into politics at all, you've seen what that Donald Trump is talking about, getting rid of the Department of Education. If you're not into politics, you still have heard of Donald Trump. I mean, this was probably one of the biggest elections in recent times where everybody was involved in hearing something about it. And one of the things he talked about is getting rid of the Department of Education, so giving it back to the states, as he calls it. But at that point, we won't know what they're going to do with the FAFSA, because that's handled through the Department of Education. So in the near future, being able to get this funding for a higher education may no longer exist. So you need to get in there now while it's still available to you, while it may be no cost or low cost to complete this based off the FAFSA. All right. Again, before Donald Trump has a chance to dismantle the Department of Education, take advantage of the FAFSA program and get your new skill so you can increase your income. All right, now the last thing you may want to do if you don't want to commit to those long-term opportunities is looking into certifications. Certification programs differ, whereas you may only focus on one or two things that is specific to a job or a skill, and they give you a certification for it. Now, depending on where you're going, the certification may hold more weight. You can definitely get certifications still, like at places like at local colleges and community colleges, things like that. Or you can even get like online certifications. But generally, they just focus on one part of a skill. So let's say if you get a certification in cybersecurity, the certification may be like a 3 month or 3 to 5 month. They call them, some of them call it boot camps, 3 to 5 month boot camps, where all you do is focus on learning cybersecurity, and you get the certificate in cybersecurity, but you don't have like the full degree in computer science. So that's also something you may look into. Now, I don't know the success rate of just getting a certification and where is going to be the most successful outcome of the place to get that certification from. There's so many places online that say you can get these certifications, but I don't know if just, I would say, research to see the legitimacy of the place you're going to go to, unless it's like your community college. I know you get a certification from your community college, likely it's accredited and legit. Again, that's something you want to look into. Anywhere you want to go, you want to make sure that it's accredited. That means it's recognized by the overall board of education. One thing I didn't discuss as far as community college or trade school was some of the online schools. Those are an option, but you just want to make sure that they are accredited. If they're not accredited, there's been many stories where people have went through the whole programs and then got degrees for places that were not accredited, and they're not recognized. You will not get likely get an employer. I mean, basically, it's just they no longer even count they don't even count the diploma at that point if it's not accredited. So you definitely want to look into that, make sure it's accredited, which gives them the legal ability to grant you the diploma in the program of your choice. So again, that's just where we're going to get started at. I highly recommend looking into what skill you want to gain in 2025 and forward. What do you think is going to help you increase your income? What do you think you may enjoy doing for the next 5 years, 10 years, even the rest of your life, if necessary? Do you enjoy it? Do you have anything you like to do with your hands? Do you like to build? Maybe going into a carpentry program. If you like working with wood, maybe going into culinary. If you like cooking, you want to look into these. Also as far as certifications, I don't know if this is going to change in the near future, but like to be a real estate agent. You don't need a full degree. You just have to pass the test and get the certification. Get that FAFSA filled out now for the 2025-2026 school year. Take advantage of these programs. So